Yeah. Hey everyone, my name is Sergei, and today I'm going to tell you about rebuilding the ship at sea, but to be more precise, that would be about how we did testing our IntelliJ Kotlin plugin in IDEA. And a bit later, I would tell you a bit more about how does it connect it to ships and building and anything like this. So, who am I? Where am I? How are you? So, who am I? Currently, I work as a team lead in... Sorry, my bad? I would just move it. So, who am I? Currently, I work in JetBrains. My name is Sergei. I am a QA team lead here. I used to work for more than 10 years in quality assurance. I used to test antiviruses. I used to test financial software. And currently, we are doing tooling for Kotlin language. So, what exactly do I do in JetBrains? I'm leading a team of 4 QA engineers, and we are working with product risks, let's call it this way, of IntelliJ Kotlin plugin. Well, what is Kotlin IntelliJ plugin? Has any one of you used IDEA?
Yeah.
Nice. Almost everyone.
Before Vim,
yeah. Yeah, before Vim. And who wrote something on Kotlin in it? Nice, nice. Good to see. So, yeah, as far as you might know, the Kotlin itself is not just a language. It's not just a compiler, it's an ecosystem. So in order to make something, you need to write the code, you need to refactor it, you need to compile it, and there's a lot of stuff than just a compiler. You need to support it in the IDE in order to have highlighting, all those refactorings. You need to write libraries. So yeah, that's an ecosystem, not just compiler. But the compiler goes first, and I will start with it and come back to it later. So, still, what does it have to do with ship? What are we talking about? What are context about of this? Well, at first, some time ago, we've rewritten our compiler. We had to rewrite our plugin as well, and due to this, it was feeling like that TCL's ship paradox, when you just change in detail from detail to detail, and in the end, when you go to the home port, you don't know if it's the same ship or it is something another. It is some different vessel. So, like the TCLs, we used to change system after system. We used to change line after line. And yeah, in the end, we wasn't even sure if it's the same Kotlin plugin we used to start with or not. So, what was business risks? Why did we do it? Why we started with the compiler at first place? Because we understand that it is a quite difficult task. So, what is K2 that I might mention before? As you might know, there was a big refactoring in our Kotlin compiler, and inside the company and outside of it, we call it as K1 as a previous version and K2 as the current, new, shiny, the best of all version. I would like to tell you more about this, why we decided to do so. I would like to tell you about quality assurance approaches that we used to make our work on Kotlin IntelliJ plugin, which was after this, to make it work, and tell you a bit about the metrics and conclusions that we had on it. So, business context. As you might know, in JetBrains, one of our well-known, the bestest known products is IntelliJ IDEA, and Kotlin widely using it. And well, we have kind of different customers. The first one, type of customers, let's call it, the type is enterprise. By enterprise, I mean folks like Uber, Google, Airbnb, and a lot of big companies. And some companies that are smaller, but they still enterprise and they still use our products. as a company. We have individual customers, some folks that work in freelance, that do not use that IDE or software that being forced by the company, but choose to buy our product and use it. And of course, we highly relate on our reputation, because we cannot just let ourselves to do something unreliable, to do something bad, because otherwise people just wouldn't give us money and we would not be able to attend such a beautiful meetups in our office and afford ourselves Vitaly's help for that. So yeah, and of course it all costs really, really a lot. It is not easy to find some folk that is ready to write compiler, that is that has enough knowledge for it, that simply can do this. And yes, it's all kind of difficult even on the business model stage, because sometimes when you work with Google, it is not that simple as we sell you our product. It's Android Studio that is based on our product IntelliJ IDEA community, which is used to do something for customers or business. So I guess sometimes we might call our business model as B2B2C and maybe even further. So K2 mode. We had our compiler K1. The first version was written in 2010 for current context in IT that might be called ancient, and it had its flaws. For example, it was kind of slow. We used PSI, we built built-in context from it because it has no semantics information in it. We had to bind it with PSI back. We had to make a lot of jumps between it. So yeah, that sounds complicated, and it is even more complicated than it sounds, but we had to rewrite it. We started to use so-called fear, which I would be love to discuss with you after the talk. And yeah, it became way better. It led us to enhance our performance and stability. The new architecture with fear allowed us to make some things in parallel and build it with so-called phases, as phase. Yeah, writing a new compiler, like I said, is a bit hard, but continue to support something that is ancient might be even worse, might be even more complicated. So just a few digits. The blue is previous version, the yellow is current version, it's the time of compilation. So yeah, the long blue is bad, the short yellow is good. It is good, use it. Yeah, by the way, try it, it's really best. So, K2 mode. After we rewrote the compiler, we needed to decide what to do with the plugin. So, plugin highly relates on the compiler itself, of course. What should we do with it? Should we introduce some mode that allows us to work with K2 compiler and K2 plugin? Should we allow ourselves to still develop it in this way and grab our, let's call, technical depth, grow bigger and bigger? Is it possible? Sometimes yes, sometimes not. So we decided that first of all, K2 should be first. That would be expensive, that would be long, that would be painful, but we should invest in it, and we should do this. And that would allow us to reach such goals as easier support and faster features development, because it all goes from one code base. It all uses the same analysis API. And yeah, we would have the common code analysis base. And what is the most important for it? Friendship is magic, and they need to communicate in the best way, in the most direct way, not just using some layers and some hacks and something like this. So there was some first prototype being written somewhere in the basement by some of the developers. Not of our developers are in basement, but yeah, it happens. Something was ready at some point. What's ready? What's not? Should we test it? Should not we touch it? Are there any business requirements for it? No. Well, nobody knows. But we cannot just sit and wait like this little fella there and just wait for everything to be done. Everything is to be written and just test it afterwards. We need to give that feedback to developer of what's been done. And here we decided to make that little spreadsheet in order to somewhere collect all the information that we have, which subsystems been rewritten, which subsystems are yet not rewritten, and what should be done further. And it looks nice, just like this. Yeah, I believe that's all clear for you, so I just go further. So, what does this spreadsheet has in short? It has our features list with its subsystems to not just forget to write it, because, you know, without highlighting it would be inconvenient. It has responsible devs and QA to not forget who should develop it, who should test it. Priorities, readiness, and is it covered by auto tests or not. To be honest, there were more columns, but we only have limited time, so let's just limit by this. We use this table a lot. It was kind of a good instrument, but at some point we've decided that time to go further, and we need some single source of truth. And yeah, we've switched. We moved all the information to UTrack and just used it as some cheat list to maybe we forgot something or not. And yeah, then we've started to checking all that's been done, all that's been implemented. And it hit us hard, like I said here. We still don't know if feature is completely done. Something might be written. Something is implemented. For example, highlighting. I open Hello World, it is highlighted. I open some other project, it works as well. But I'm not sure if it does work on some KMP projects, if it does work on Android or anything like this, and it is not yet implemented, and we cannot even understand would it or not. So yeah, it's just a starting point to start even more tickets for this functionality that not yet been implemented, yet not been tested. For that functionality that been tested for JVM only, but not for other sources, frameworks, and stuff like this. Like remember, Kotlin is an ecosystem. So, what could we do with this when the requirements are not yet clear and we don't have that business analysis that would rewrite all the documents for us when we can just check it point by point by point? We need to shift left. Do you know what means shift left? So yeah, when you improve the quality by doing something on QA side, on your product analysis side earlier during the development. So on the timeline, we're moving left. We're moving to the earlier stages. We start to communicate with developers. Hey, is it done? Is it ready? Did we do this? Did we do that? Oh no, if not, do we have ticket? If not, let's start it. How do you think, should I take a look at? I saw the merge request from you, so. And as you might know, QA is not about verification of what is done, it is quality assurance. We make sure that all the processes, all the things around the development, not just writing the code and finding the bugs, works properly, works okay. Here, that's what we try to do, is quality assurance. Not just verify what already been done, but to prevent bugs in the future. And like I said, some functionality is ready, some functionality is not, and it might be not quite ready. What should we do with it? How can we prevent ourselves from looking at something that is clearly not yet ready? We've decided to use registry flags, which might be known as a feature flags, that's right. But yeah, inside we use our internal registry in IDEA, so yeah, that name is more familiar for me now than the feature flags. So yeah, we use feature flags. It's some kind of a thing that allows you to explicitly say that this functionality would not work here. Do not try, do not do anything here. You just know it doesn't work, you don't try it, you don't waste your time. For example, like I said before, we have highlighting. It works fine on JVM projects, on server-side projects, but when we open some KMP project, it would look like this. I don't want to spend my time on it trying to understand. Is there something wrong with my idea? Did I do something wrong? Is it configuration problem? Is it, well, yeah, I would just need to know if that is the problem of not being implemented for this kind of functionality yet. It sounds good. We have some explicit flags that says us it's not ready, don't go here. And are there any flaws in here? Yes, it works, but configuration became more and more complex. When it's enabled or not, are there any conflicts when we enable two features simultaneously? Should we enable it now or not? So yeah, we need to keep all that context during testing. Otherwise, we might test just things that we don't need right now, that we don't have to test right now, or just lose some scenarios and some ifs that we could have tested. And this also makes configuration of tests more complex. For example, we have some tests, 100 of tests at the suite, and at first it fails. Of course it fails, functionality is not yet ready. We start to implement this functionality, the ticket is done, the ticket is fixed and it's checked, and our automation QA says, okay, I'll try to re-enable those tests. Great, but it fails still. But the task is ready, it's fixed, it's checked. Why? You didn't enable the flag. Okay, enables the flag. Here we run it, but it still fails. It's still a lot of things to work. Why? You didn't enable it plugin. Ah, guys, come on. So, in order to not torture our QAs, our automation QAs, we've decided that such context of which feature is ready, what do we need to do with it, how is it supposed to be enabled and enabled in auto tests, we've decided to add our automation QA to our weekly meetings with other exploratory QAs on that matter, and it really did work. Now we share the same context. Now automation QA does know that this functionality, it is almost ready, do not touch it, but it can be enabled, test for it can be enabled next week, and it requires this, this, and this. Sometimes me as a QA might forget about some flags, about something like this, and our automation QA would ask, does this need this, this, and this? So, seems like we've established the process. We have some plugin. It can do something, not everything. It has registry flags. It has that shows if something works or not. We have our UTrack tickets for depths that need to be done in some time. We have the auto tests being run and automation QA with us. And spreadsheet is now more of index for developers of what's been done and what might be needed, like, very, very high view. We're ready for the internal testing. We're ready to ask other folks in other teams to take a look at it. We know that some functionality doesn't work. We know that some tests does not pass yet, but please, could you please help us? Maybe you're interested in it. maybe you can try it on your Kotlin project. And internal testing is really important in JetBrains. We have a lot of wonderful engineers. They write really difficult, really scientifically wonderful things. And the feedback from them is really, really valuable. But it can be harsh. For example, that's a real screenshot from our Slack. And here the developer writes to his fellow colleagues from the team that folks, IDEA started suggesting to enable K2. Do not agree to that. It works, but everything is just incredibly slow. So, yeah, as you might know, as you might understand, we did not get the feedback from that team. Yeah, we had to ask other folks. And the most of complaints would be, it freezes, where's my beloved feature, and for example, navigation doesn't work in my project, which are kind of difficult to localize. It is difficult to work with, but that's something that needs to be done in order to not making users to see those problems. Approach to internal testing, like I said, every developer is really valuable source of information, source of feedback, and we don't want to lose them. And in order to them, bless you, and in order to not lose them, we need to process every feedback. Because, like, you know, you start something in, for example, U-Track or Jira or anything like this, and then for years there's a mute. Nobody answers to you, nobody says anything. And it is really, it just sucks. Come on. So, when someone has feedback, it needs to be researched. We need to say him, like, yes, thank you for your feedback. We recorded it here. We have now our U-Track ticket.
Even if it's bad.
Even if it's bad, yes, especially if it is bad. And we never leave it on its own, because otherwise he would not leave any other feedback. He would just lose his interest. Reverts sometimes would be easier than to fix, because it might be really, really expensive and time-consuming to find out why does not it work here? Why is it this way? And yeah, cases might be interesting. Like you might see on this code, there's nothing wrong with this declaration, like value, large VFS children, true. How do you think? What's wrong with this language construction? There's nothing wrong with it, it's just a bug. And as far as you might understand, I've assigned a lot of variables to its values before. I did try it dozens of times before, but in this particular context, with this particular private function and these particular arguments, it did show me this false positive. So yeah, not everything could be catched on QA side, not everything could be catched on tests. So sometime later, yeah, like this, sometime later we polished everything that's been done, everything that's we had feedback on, and everything that we could fix on at that time, and we understood we're ready to show it to the world, but not everyone, of course, just for some people that are brave enough to use our early access program. Early access program is that idea that you get that idea that's built from master before the release, and we cannot guarantee that it works flawlessly always. But it's free. You can work with Ultimate IDEA for some period of time. You might have some bugs, but you get the freshest version and you get it for free. Of course, we could not give it to users just the way it is. Just like, yeah, it's been tested, we took a look at something, like, yeah, let's go. Like you could saw on that nice spreadsheet before, we have that stages. And it has even stages of the product readiness. So before we had some internal development and testing only by QAs. Then, as I said before, we had so-called dog fooding, when developers inside the company use it and give you its feedback. And then so-called lightweight release. So it is currently can be enabled by external users. But we need to be sure that analysis is stable, that everything works smoothly, it's not slow. And we need to write it down to some other spreadsheet, which would look the same way nice and readable, but we need to have some quality gates, something that we cannot, some quality that we cannot meet when we release it. So yeah, we added the quality gates, and table was scary looking, but currently it's just links to some umbrella issues or to some filters or boards in our infrastructure. Yeah, so it meets our quality expectations, things like this. What else? Like I've shown you before, it is really annoying when we don't understand if it works, if it not works, if what should I do with it, why does not it work? So we need clear messaging on our PR site, on our articles, and of course in the IDEA itself, that if something doesn't work, we do not promise you this. So we've added clear messages. If something doesn't work, you open it, you get this message. It's not yet fully supported, it's not yet available, so come back later. Okay, we've got this feedback. Wrong button. No, back. So, we've got that feedback. We've worked through all the errors that we've met. We've fixed all the bugs that we needed to fix and implemented everything that's been missing. Because, yeah, at first there was a lot of complaints of we're missing that and this feature. And we were ready for the first public release. Currently, almost everyone can enjoy that new version. But yes, we still tell you that it's an alpha, that's or beta or anything like this, and you might try it, but do not suggest it to be stable, do not suggest it to be ready completely. But yeah, here we have more feedback, here we have more cases, more users that trying it, and yeah, what would be the next stage here? We've took all the feedback that's been done here, worked through it, and here we get the question, should we enable it by default? At some point, formally, everything was ready. All the tickets was closed, even those that we've started for to be done later, to be done before release. And if we add that early stabilization, feedback gather, and ensure that everything works good, there was some things still left. We changed our API. There was huge changes in the plugin itself. It changed the API, and those plugins that been relying on us, we needed to rewrite it or to communicate to developers of those plugins that, folks, you need to change the way you use our API, otherwise it will not work. Without it, you start the new version of IDEA and your favorite plugin, which you find out was dependent on Kotlin plugin, well, it simply doesn't work. I think that would be unpleasant. So there was a lot of analytics work, which plugins are being used, which of them should be communicated. There was a lot of internal work, such as communicate with all the folks inside the companies whose plugins are also depends on Kotlin, and to ask these people to do this, to do so before their release, before making K2 by default. And of course, we've been looking for numbers. We've been looking for users rolled back to K1, and we had internal statistics for it. We needed to coordinate with Android on Android Studio team and to make sure that everything works okay for them and they are ready for this as well. So yeah, there was a lot of not maybe such technical, but more analytical and maybe even marketing or PR works. But after that, we've decided that yes, all the quality gates are passed. All the integrations are working, or the authors of the plugins are notified and know what happens, what's going on, and accept their fate. And we have that positive feedback from app users, from simple users, from plugin developers, that they are satisfied. It was, of course, at this moment, it is scary, it is risky. Maybe we forgot something, maybe we did not something right. But yes, decision had to be done, and we enabled it by default. Here we are on a shiny new world.
But you reduce your risks all the time. Quality gates, user acceptance, EAP, plugin developers.
Yes, we reduced the risks all the time, and then we just released it by default in IDEA 2051, and nothing bad happens. It just works now by default, and if you use Kotlin, that's nice, that's nice. Thank you. And yeah, it did just work. It might not be seen how much did we change. You might use it and think that's the same plugin. What did they change? And yes, here we have that sales ship, which consists completely of different parts. That's completely new, but you don't see it, you don't feel it. It came to the home port unnoticed that anything been changed. Maybe it just became faster and better. So, our results and conclusions. When you don't understand where to start, just start small and iterate. The best advice for someone who's beginning, just begin.
Like your spreadsheet. You
Yeah.
start with a spreadsheet and it works for you for some time.
Yes, why not?
Yeah.
Something is better than nothing. Release toggles or our feature flags or our so-called messages that anything doesn't work. It is a flexible tool, it is a powerful tool, it might work good, but it's complex. It would take a lot of resources to not break anything using it. So use it wisely. Single sources of truth is the good way, because the worst thing about spreadsheets is that it lays somewhere. Nobody knows where. And there is an instrument such as uTrack. Everyone knows where is it. Everyone knows where is our tracker and where to read and where to search information. But spreadsheet, well, it is being used by few people, and context is just shared by few people. We are really, really lucky to have that internal feedback. Well, I cannot recommend you anything but to hire such great folks as my colleagues. Do it.
If you have enough money.
Of course. Expectations management matters, because, we cannot let us to say that, yeah, that's going to work, just install it, just do it, because the feedback would not be the best and the responsibility would be even worse. And QA is about quality assurance, not just testing. If we just test, we sit there waiting for everything to be implemented and then just test, well, maybe it would be the first day of the testing grass just now, or maybe weeks later. So that's my conclusions, that's my results. Thank you. So here's my LinkedIn QR code. Please feel free to join.